also, I don't really necessarily need it to be more interesting than that if doing that is fun.
I mean, yeah, I had an incredible amount of fun playing it.
Yeah. Maybe it doesn't hold up, I guess. Maybe if you play it for 20 hours, it loses its luster potentially, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if I get 20 hours out of a $40 game, I think I consider that a win.
Yeah. I agree. I'm fine with it. So
Yeah, but that's okay. Our views don't usually line up with reviewers.
that's very true. I am looking forward to playing it whenever we get a chance to, though.
Yeah.
But, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando is a game that already came out, Josh. My question for you,
Mm.
what is the next game you're planning to pick up? What's the next game you're looking forward to buying? The next game that you're like, this is the one. I cannot wait.
Oh, what is the next game? I did get Starship Troopers today. Does that count?
It doesn't quite count because you already got it. What did you get? Starship Troopers?
I didn't play it.
Was it on PC?
PC. I got it on PC, so I can play it in bed on the Steam Deck.
Gotcha. You don't want to play it in bed on your wife's PlayStation Portal?
You can't. It doesn't work. The PlayStation Portal doesn't work.
It's still wild to me that yours doesn't work because mine works quite well. But
we have really, really bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
coverage
different
in the
houses,
house.
different. Yeah, for sure.
So unfortunately, it's just a brick. It's $100 and something brick. That's considerably lighter than a brick.
So it's not even as effective as a brick.
No, I think I could get more use out of a brick. I could really hurt someone with that.
Could prop a door a little more effectively. Could hold up an end table. Lots of things you could do with an actual brick.
That's true. I could probably hold the door open with the PS Portal though.
Just kind of like wedge the screen under between the door and the floor.
I think so. I think I could make it work. I know we're vamping while I look at a list of games that are coming out. And April looks like Saros. I guess Saros is the next one, end of April.
Okay.
I don't really see anything. I'm not including the Diablo expansion.
Why not?
And Pragmata is not on my list of things I want to play. What about you? What are you looking at? What's your next?
I mean,
have to get.
Josh, like, how can we not, right? Like, there's one game that we absolutely at least have to try to play.
Oh, is that coming out?
Crimson Desert comes out in
Crimson
3
Desert.
days.
I was thinking of Directive 8020. Does Crimson Desert seem like a game for you?
Crimson Desert is a game I want to try.
Really?
Yeah. Are you not interested in Crimson Desert at all?
I don't think so. Isn't it like Black Desert spinoff?
Well, it's a solo, but it's like a solo Western RPG that apparently, apparently the game is ridiculous.
I thought it was an MMO.
No, it is not. It is a single player role playing game. But where you can fly dragons and a mech, and you have the same like the powers that you have in like Zelda and the Sky Island.
Can you say that again? You can fly dragons and a mech.
There's a mech, yeah. There's a mech you can get. There's dragons you can fly. The
streamer I watched did upload. He was able to upload his stream when he played. I guess he played as part of their event. So
their preview recently. Yeah,
I didn't watch it, but perhaps I should check it out.
It's one of those.
Just thought it was that more of the same of the Black Desert.
Yeah, it really is one of those things that I have no idea if I'm going to like it, but I also they're going for it with this game. Like, it is just over it literally has like everything in the kitchen sink in it. They're trying to do like every game system you can possibly think of. I didn't even realize until recently that there's multiple, like, you play as multiple different characters. Like, I had no idea. I thought it was just the guy. Look good. Yeah, the horses look good. The Digital Foundry preview was really positive, but it was only PS5 Pro. So we'll see what, base PS5 and things like that, how they handle it. But I'm interested in what this game is. I might hate it. It's very possible. You know us. We tend to not like things other people like. I will say everyone has basically said that in their previews that the game is super, super dense, that like it's complicated to control. You're like learning every like 10 minutes is like a new system for like 7 hours straight in the game. It's just like new system.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it does. But it could be great, Josh. It could be great.
Sure.
But yeah, and they have like everything that you can think of in a game apparently exists in this game, except the story is apparently pretty bad or pretty minimal, I should say. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's pretty minimal.
Okay. You're really
So
selling me on this.
I know, right? Well, hey, I'll pick it up for us, and then you can see if you
Don't
want to
waste
play
your
it.
money.
No, I would be getting it either way, probably.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know. There's
Even after
something
hearing all that, you still want it?
I do kind of want it, Josh.
All right.
I think okay, transparently, I think I want the idea of it more than I
Yeah.
actually want it. And I also think I want the idea that I have enough time to play this thing, which I doubt that I probably do.
Oh
But
man. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this gameplay. It looks pretty rough.
hey, but people
Uh
love The Witcher 3, and I think that gameplay, I think the combat in that game is poop.
poop. Poop poop poop. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I tried playing Echoes in the End again
Oh, did
recently,
you? Yeah.
and it's just like uh, it's it's just like oh, it's like it I really wanted to like Banishers, you know? Like
Hmm.
and I probably if I put more time into it, I probably would like it.
Yeah.
But it's like it feels like a lower quality Banishers.
Gotcha.
And
Lower
and
quality
Banishers
banishers.
already a double A game, so
Yeah. Okay. Oh
and the
man,
voice
that's
acting is
rough.
terrible.
That's rough because I do want to try that too. I
Yeah.
actually, yeah, I almost on an impulse bought a Switch 2 the other day for the game you're
Ooh.
going to talk about later, but I have no idea
Yeah.
even if I would like that. And what's crazy too is I think about all these games. Oh, and I should probably say, sorry everyone, we're going way longer than we usually do. Welcome to Board with Video Games. I'm Kyle. That's Josh.
That's me.
We're thrilled you're joining us as we have our, you know, our conversation about games, and you get to listen in as we chit chat about all things game related. If you have any feedback, questions, or suggested topics, hit us up at boardwithvg@gmail.com or check out all the awesome stuff on the Instagram, which is also boardwithvg. And we're part of the Play Some Video Games podcast family, as well as the Dice Tower Network. So feel free to check them out for all your video games and tabletop needs, respectively.
Yeah.
But with that out of the way, I totally forgot what I was talking about. Why did I stop? I shouldn't have stopped.
You were talking about almost buying a Switch 2.
Oh, for the game. Oh, yeah. Okay. So for the game we're going to talk about later, I almost bought a Switch 2 because like reviews were so good for it. I was like,
Yeah.
maybe this is the game. And I really like Dragon Quest Builders. So I was like, okay, maybe this is the thing. And then I talked myself out of it because I was like, well, you know, you do have games that you're interested in coming up. You have games right now that you haven't finished, right? Like I haven't
Yeah.
finished Avowed yet, you know, so it's like you have all these games. You are really interested in Crimson Desert, even though it might be trash. Um, you need to just not like do this thing. And I always tell myself, I'm like, I don't have time to finish these games. But then, you know, over the last night or the day before, I was putting, you know, on my Steam Deck, uh, playing a little Deep Rock Galactic Survivors, and I looked at my play clock, like almost 75 hours.
You're
Right.
like, I
So it's
got
like
time.
so it's like I do have time. So then maybe the Switch 2 or, you know, buying it on PC. But again, what's gonna actually run on the Steam Deck, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
no, I think you can. I think you made your point in our Discord as well, and I think it's just the uh, accessibility, right? Like you have
mhm,
the time. It's just where do you want to spend your time?
right.
Do you want to spend your time in front of your TV? Uh, and like it's, I feel like it feels like more of a commitment if you're doing that. You're turning on your Xbox or your PlayStation, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm settling in
Hmm.
to do this. Where it's like the Switch or the Steam Deck, you're like, okay, I'm gonna just pause it and I'm gonna get ready for bed or I'm gonna
Yeah.
go make dinner and
Yeah.
I just bring it with me and like while the pasta's boiling, I'm
Right.
doing like it just makes it a lot more. I think like for me, between the Switch 2 and the Steam Deck, is that portable games are finally the games I want to play portably
Yeah.
versus portable games that run on a portable machine. Like a big
Yeah.
difference, I think.
Yeah. I can appreciate that because I also downloaded the or purchased it's in early access card
Slay the
game.
Spire 2.
Yes, Slay the Spire 2. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I played like an hour of it. And I was like, I gotta stop because like my life is going to be gone to this game.
Yeah.
If I play much more of it. And I was just like, gosh, I forgot how good this game is. It's so good.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so maybe I'll still pick up the Switch 2. We'll see. There are some things on there that I want to play. Their indie direct that they did recently, like they get a lot of indie games to show up and show up well.
Yeah.
A lot of those games are on other platforms too, but like you said, just the ability to like literally just put the thing down and walk away from it is huge. And I know that Xbox obviously has the ability to do that, but like you said, it's like I have to go downstairs to my basement, I have to turn my Xbox
Yeah.
on, I have to go through this process.
Yeah.
Whereas the Steam Deck, literally, I just like lean over and grab it, and
Yeah.
that's it. That's
Just
all it
grab it.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. I pulled the trigger on the Final Fantasy Switch game with magic booster inside the box.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
I was like, okay, yeah, I want to replay it because I want to get into the second one. And you know, I ideally I wanted to do it on the same console, and since
Hmm.
I lost my PS save, I think if I do it on Switch 2,
Yeah,
and then when this next one comes out on Switch 2, I can just
keep it
move
going.
right over to that.
Yeah. I was the next game I was going to buy initially, before I kind of decided that I was going to go the Crimson Desert route. I was actually going to pick up MLB The Show for this year.
Oh yeah,
I really enjoy the show games, but I only really have time for one sports game a year.
yeah,
And since my alma mater, since North Dakota State has gone Division 1 for football, in theory they should be in the NCAA football game this year. So I was like,
nice.
well, that just made the decision there. I guess I'm buying NCAA football this summer. So yeah, but anyway, with enough of that, enough of that initial rigmarole. I know we've each brought two things we want to talk about today, and then we'll have kind of a final boss, more evergreen topic. So, Josh, what's the first thing you want to chit chat about today?
Well, we can also keep this one brief too if you want. But I thought we could talk about what the heck is Xbox doing right now. Uh, and some could argue they're doing a lot, and I might counter argue that by saying they're
Ooh,
saying a lot and doing nothing.
yeah.
And I think that's more. And so I shared with Kyle a couple links, but
Hmm.
um, what I'll say is reading all of this is it just everything that they're saying right now
Hmm.
just sounds like a bunch of words. And it's very easy to say a bunch of words.
Yep.
It's very hard to back that up with actions. And
Hmm.
I'm very curious. Like obviously, it's no secret how I feel about the current direction or the past direction of Xbox in the
Yeah.
most recent months. And uh, leading off this, Microsoft, this is from GameDeveloper.com, but they're not the only one reporting this. This is Microsoft quietly retires. This is an Xbox marketing campaign. And literally to the point of like, they must know they can't erase it from the internet, but they really tried hard to erase all their this is a bento box, this is a cat box stuff. Um, Good. So that's I think step in the right direction. I know that there's people in our Discord who are huge mobile gamers and they
Hmm.
loved this,
Yep.
which is what I think really rubbed me the wrong way about the Xbox marketing
Hmm.
and the people getting behind Xbox. Kind of like me, like not my Xbox, like being that guy. I don't like to be that guy, but sometimes I have to be that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, so uh, it's not just retiring. This is an Xbox marketing campaign. There's a new CEO. Um, she is the CEO, right? That's her title.
Yeah. She's the
Okay,
CEO of
Asha
Xbox.
Sharma
Yep.
is the new CEO coming from a previously AI company, and what was the food? She was from like food
Instacart.
Instacart.
Yep.
Instacart, yes. Um, so she's gonna come in, Phil Spencer, and Sarah Bond again. Sarah Bond only in that role for like less than a year, I think. Maybe or just over a year, something pretty close to a year, I think. Right?
I
Like
feel
she
like
wasn't.
Sarah. I mean, she's been at Xbox for a while, and I mean, this is one of those things, right? That there's a whole bunch of titles that these people have that you're like, what? How is that different than their previous title? So,
Yeah,
because she was president of Xbox, is that right? And Spencer was
yeah,
the
she's been
CEO.
there for a while. I know she's been there for a while, but she just got
Yeah,
that title promotion
yeah.
recently. But this is paired with CES and the announcement of Project Helix,
Mm,
which Xbox has come out saying. this will not only play Xbox games but also play PC titles. So
Yes.
whatever that means, could mean nothing.
I mean, it could be nothing or it could mean a lot of things, right?
It could mean a lot of things. I agree, and I think that's the big rumor. Is everyone's like, okay, this is the hybrid console that hypothetically everyone's been waiting for. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to think about. What's your take on at least Project Helix, and what do you think that means for Xbox?
So Project Helix, obviously, they talked about it'll play your Xbox and PC games, and I know that during GDC,
Oh yeah, GDC. I said CES, but I
yeah,
meant GDC.
yeah. So during GDC, the Tim Sweeney from Epic, I think it was Tim Sweeney who said this, or someone from Epic, might not have been Tim Sweeney, basically said like, "Oh yeah, we're in conversations about having the Epic Game Store
Yeah,
on there, right?" Which obviously begs the question: then will there also be conversations about having Steam on there?
right,
And a whole bunch of people have speculated whether this would be a dual boot or like how this would all work. I guess from my perspective, what this to me says, and I could be totally wrong, obviously, right? I have no, this is just me spitballing. I think they're going to market this as a hybrid console, but to me, this is just going to be a PC that's under your television.
right,
That's literally all it's going to be. Because why would you go through the trouble of creating an Xbox console and a Xbox console version of an Xbox game and a PC version of an Xbox game
right.
that you can buy on the same thing? Just do the PC version.
Yeah,
And yes, you can have it launched through an Xbox looking, thing to make it all nicely gift wrapped and packaged for people. But it really, I think, from an interface standpoint, might look like a console. But in all intents and purposes, I feel like this is just going to be a PC that's similar to the Steam machine, but more powerful.
yeah,
Uh, that's going to be sitting underneath your television. That's what I feel like they're going to do. Because, like I said, and you could say like, "Hey, shoot for the spec, whatever you want to get it to play nice."
yeah,
But I really do feel like this is just going to be a PC with a window dressing to make console people feel like it's a console.
yeah. I mean, I think I don't know. There's a lot of ways to look into that too, because if they're trying to pass off a console to non-gamer gamers
Hmm.
as well, a PC as a console, they need to have a plan on upgrades, whether it's like modular, like upgrading, where they're
Mm.
selling you like you buy this to upgrade this, like something like I don't know that they can. I don't know. I don't know that it comes across as a good look if they're trying to disguise a PC as a console without being transparent about it because of the lifespan of consoles and a Steam Deck as an example, right? Like
Right.
you can't go play you can't go play Crimson Desert on
Hmm.
the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Maybe you can, but it's
I don't
not
think
like
so.
looking good.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Uh, so you can't even really play Avowed on the Steam Deck. So
Yeah.
like they have to be they'll have to be a lot more transparent about what you're getting, and I don't even know if modular upgrading is even a possibility for like something like that, but I would
Well, and that's what,
imagine they could manage it with Epic.
yeah, but that's why I think that they market it as a console, right?
Yeah,
That they're just saying that, and we are, as time has gone on, as architectures have changed in systems, like we are getting closer and closer to a console being a console, almost just meaning that it has like a walled garden store, right? Like the Nintendo is a console because you can only buy things from the eShop. A PlayStation is a console because you can only buy things from the PlayStation Network. This is going to kind of, I think, push that limit of like, no, it's still a console, but you can buy from a lot of different places. But realistically, right, if you still market it as a console, that then does solve your upgrade problem in 5 years because you sold them a console, you didn't sell them a PC. I think it's going to still function almost completely exclusively as a PC. They're just not going to say that.
yeah,
They're just going to
yeah,
say it's a console, but they're actually just giving you a PC, because I think it saves them development. It saves them a ton of things of like not having to make multiple SKUs, like all of these things. Um, but like I said, I could be totally wrong. That to me is just if I were in the boardroom there, I was like, look, customers are stupid. They'll just do what we tell them. Consumers are
yeah,
dumb. That I'm including myself in that. This is not a shot at Xbox people. I'm stupid. I do whatever the companies tell me to do, right? So
yeah,
they're just going to tell me it's a console, and I'm going to say okay, even though it's just a PC. And I say that not derisively, like PCs are great. We're
Yeah.
recording this on a PC. Like PCs are wonderful, but it's just a PC that they're going to sell as a console. And you can have all the Tom Warrens of the world saying, "No, this is the next Xbox console," to correct people that you want.
Right.
I feel like it's just going to be a PC that's going to be marketed as a console.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. I mean, I don't think you're wrong. So knowing you as like a main PlayStation guy,
Hmm.
I can't imagine buying a new Xbox is on your radar, or your wish list. But let's say it isn't on your. I want to get the next version. What do they have to? What does Project Helix have to be to get you in on the next Xbox?
So that's a great question. Um, when I think about, if this does come out like holiday 27, spring 28, which is what the rumor is, right?
Yeah.
I The price is going to matter a lot, and it
Yep.
sounds like this is going to be expensive as I'll get out.
Yeah.
But if it truly is a PC that can play my Steam library, what will determine whether or not I get it is if I'm in the market for a new PC.
Right.
Right. And I might be genuinely my PC is fine for now. It can still play all the new games. Can't play them on really high settings, but I can play them,
Yeah.
and maybe in a year and a half, depending on prices, if that's the most economical way to do an upgrade and it is as powerful as they're saying it is, then sure, I would definitely take a look at it. Part of the thing though is that I actually enjoy playing my PC like in here we record a podcast and things. So I don't know
Yeah.
that it would end up under my television. It might end up in my
Yeah.
computer room. So yeah, we'll have to see. But that to me would be the biggest thing. Because I do, the other thing is, there's the rumor now that Starfield's going to be announced for PlayStation imminently, right?
Yeah.
Am I going to buy it on PlayStation? I mean,
Right.
probably, Josh, right? Like, why wouldn't I? I bought Avowed. I'm not going to buy South of Midnight because I played
Yeah.
that game and I'm not going to buy it again. Even though it does a lot of cool things, I'm not going to pay for it again.
Yeah.
But I might buy Starfield. We'll see. So maybe I'll just play all my Xbox games there. If they continue to do that. So. Are you gonna buy? Are
uh,
you in on this? Like, are you gonna buy this day one, Josh? You're the Xbox guy. What do they need to do to convince you to buy this?
I mean, I would argue I'm not an Xbox guy anymore, really.
What would you say you are? Are you a Nintendo guy or are you a PC guy?
I think I'm probably. Oh, that's a good question. Um, I've always kind of been a PC guy. I've never really had a good like computer that can keep up, so that could change. Like mine
Hmm.
does. Again, will run most games now that at basic settings. I
Hmm.
can at least
Yeah,
run Baldur's Gate on high settings. Even though it takes minutes to double digits to load in all the
yeah.
textures when I'm playing
Oof,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I think so. She has said, Asha Sharma has said a few things that make me want to believe her, but again, I do think that it could just be the case of saying what people want to hear. And she does talk about bringing exclusives back to the console.
When does
And
she ever say that?
well, maybe she didn't say it literally. She just probably said like "I agree with you" or something.
Yeah,
I would have to pull the quote. I know there's a quote somewhere
yeah.
where she mentions like bringing exclusivity back to Xbox.
Somebody told her that exclusives are important, and she said something like "heard."
Oh, it was that awful. Okay, yeah, never
Yeah,
mind. Okay, well,
right. That doesn't mean that's like, yeah, I hear you.
I
That
think
doesn't
that
doesn't mean
would
I'm
be
doing it.
important to me. That would be important to me
Hmm.
to have it because yeah, we are at a point where why wouldn't I get it on the PlayStation if it runs it better? And
Yeah,
it's like, what are they? Why are they giving up on me?
yeah.
And that is still my frustration point with Microsoft. They've given up on me, in my opinion,
Hmm.
and that hurts as a consumer and as a loyal like fan to them. So I want to see that back. Like, hey, we hear you guys. Like, we want to keep you with us, and here's why you should stay with us. Because right now it's not for the console, because the games are coming out everywhere. Meanwhile, PlayStation's taking back their PC commitments
Yeah,
because they're like, we don't need to do it because
yeah,
we have all the games.
yeah,
And Microsoft is giving us their PC games.
yeah.
So, like, Why torture people with bad ports when we can just keep them on our console?
So
And maybe I'll become a PlayStation. Maybe I'll just move over to the PlayStation Island.
here's a hypothetical for you. And obviously, I am someone who, even though I think most of the people in PSVG land like associate me with PlayStation, like during especially the 360
Yeah.
area, I was like an Xbox guy through and through. Um, would you prefer better Xbox release better games that are available everywhere, or worse games that are exclusive to Xbox?
Like, if you put the word worse in front of anything,
Okay,
I'm
or
not gonna
not.
choose that.
And I'm not saying I don't want to say worse like that they're bad, but let's say like they're releasing like 9s out of 10s that are like everywhere, or they're releasing like 7.5 8s out of 10s, but they're exclusive to Xbox. Like you have to pick a world where one of those two things happens. Like what world do you want?
I mean, I want the better game experience.
Hmm.
Um, but 3 or 4 years ago, Xbox me would have said I want it exclusive to Xbox
Yeah.
because that's like I'm okay with that. I mean, it would be a weird situation where games would never get over a 7, but
Right. No, I'm saying like in that ballpark.
but I think that's the like Fusion Frenzy, not a great
Right.
game, but it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Like there's still like that thing, and
Right.
that's probably the 90s, the 80s and 90s kid of me. You
Yeah.
grew up, you had a Nintendo or a Genesis if you were lucky. You didn't have both. Nobody had
No.
both. You
Only
know,
the rich kid down the street had both.
right? And I live in Worcester, so there's no rich kids around here. Um, so maybe one was stolen, so someone had two, but it wasn't bought.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, I think that maybe that's a little bit of that is ingrained in me. A little bit of my age is a part of that. I just think it's good for I think competition's good. I think we both agree on that.
Oh, 100%.
Like competition it's great. It
Yeah.
brings out the best and the worst in people, but you can choose to ignore some of it.
Mhm.
I think it's just yeah. I mean, I guess current me would say I want the better game, but I really do have a hard time picturing myself buying Forza Horizon 6 on a PlayStation. I don't think I could do it.
Well, maybe I'll do it for us.
Well,
Um,
I don't think I
but
could play it, so don't waste your money.
um, I will say though, and I mean, I think the sequel is a bad example, but I don't know, and this is going to be a ridiculous take, and that's fine, and people are going to say that I'm stupid and I don't actually believe this, but I kind of do. Like, I want more games like not literally this genre, but like we talked about it last time we recorded. I want more games like 99 Nights,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Like I want more
Those are your
games.
7.5
Yeah,
games.
you're like 7.5s
Yeah,
that are just kind of weird that you can get through in a week or two. That like I that kind of stuff was like fun. That was the cool thing. And you took this chance and you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy this cool Xbox 360 game. And then you play it, you're like, okay, every time there's like more than 14 enemies on screen, we get some
just
some screen
freeze.
tearing and some stuttering and some lag, and
Yeah,
there's always like 50 or 80 enemies on the screen, so it's
yeah,
always screen tearing and lagging, but I'm still having a great time.
yeah.
And I don't know that and that's part of why, even for like the new God of War, like Ghost of Sparta uh game, why Ghost of Sparta, the new that was
You're
a
thinking
throwback.
of PSP.
Yeah, the new God of War game, the
Yeah.
Metroidvania one.
Son of Sparta?
Whatever it is, yeah,
Sons of
Sons of
Sparta?
Sparta,
Something like
whatever.
that?
Like, it's not great, right? Like, it isn't this, like, 9 out of 10 game. It is, like, it is a 7 as 7 games get. But
Yeah.
you know what? I think it's great. That's the kind of stuff, those are the quirky experiences. Those are the things that I want when I am playing games. But also, I think, man, I say that a lot. At this point, with the number of with how few people buy games these days, I don't know that if that's a viable
Yeah.
business model moving
Yep.
forward, right? Like you can't afford people aren't buying 4 games a month or 5 games a month. They're buying 4 games if you're lucky a year,
Yeah.
right? Like and so you can't really afford for them to buy a 7 because then they're not going to buy the next thing because they're like, that's not worth my money.
Yep.
So
Agreed.
it's a bummer because I honestly I would prefer if Xbox got, people talk about wanting weird PlayStation, like I want weird Xbox back.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
want
agree.
that, 360 era shooter box, whatever. Like, oh, I love that time. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I would give almost anything for that, and then them crapping on PlayStation and PlayStation having to come back with the PlayStation 4 to try to make like it was a great time to be gamer. Yes, the console wars were stupid, but the games we got as a result of it and the conversations we'd have around it were
Yeah.
so
It
fun.
pushes them to jump on
Yeah.
interesting potential
Yeah.
games instead of now cancel, cancel, close, cancel.
Yeah.
Like it kind of sucks. But
It does.
um I will say there was like there are rumblings of an announcement from PlayStation from Xbox about this back catalog that they're trying to address,
Yeah.
bringing more 360 and
Mhm.
Xbox games,
That'd be great.
and I am excited. I honestly, with my son loving like Marvel Cosmic Invasion,
Mhm.
and I really want to play Ultimate Alliance with him, and I have it.
Yeah.
I have it, and I can't play it. I have the
Yep.
disc, and the disc is not readable. It's not workable, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping. I know it's licensing, but they should be able to afford the licensing now to if you have the physical disc, just pop it in your Xbox.
Yeah.
Like it really drives me crazy that I have to go buy a 360 and two controllers if I want to play it.
Yeah.
So I hope to see stuff like that come up in the back catalog. I
Mhm.
know it's probably unrealistic, but it'll be interesting to see what, unless they make a deal with Disney, like a licensing deal for future games, and that's like, hey,
Yeah.
it's also to include the old Marvel games and things
Yeah, can
like
you
that.
throw this in? Yeah.
Um,
Indeed.
yeah. So yeah, that's my Microsoft rant via Kyle.
Well, I think Xbox is in a position to either do something super interesting or do
They're gonna,
something super boring.
yeah,
You know?
or they're
Um,
gonna flail and die.
yeah, and we'll see which one they do.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens as far as that goes. So, all right. Well, hey, let's stay on the business in the business world, but we're gonna move the business world to board games. We I think with our new format, we don't talk about board games quite as much as we used to, but I did want to chit chat about this a little bit because Stonemaier Games shared their stakeholder report for 2025, and then did an interview with Board Game Wire about it. Now, I think especially if you are someone who listens to us mostly for video game stuff, I think taking this kind of in might be some food for thought for you when we talk about the size of industries that we're talking about. When we talk about video games, we talk about board games, how drastically different these industries are, as far as that goes. So Stonemaier, obviously, still one of, if not the most transparent board game company out there. They really share almost everything that you could ever want to know about how their company is doing. They're very transparent.
Yeah.
And as a result, Jamie Stegmaier, who's been on the show in the past, um,
Yes.
takes some heat sometimes, as being maybe a little too online. But I always struggle with that because I think he is giving so much interesting perspective that you don't get anywhere else. But um, in that interview with Board Game Wire, he talked about how that last year Stonemaier Games, so 2025, their revenue reached $25.1 million. Okay, so
Wow.
that's for the whole company. That's how much revenue they made for the year. And they're considered a very, very, successful board game company.
Yeah.
Um, they sold 610,000 copies of Wingspan, and its Asia expansion, Wormspan, and Finspan. So those kind of three or those four games, this the Spaniverse, if you would, sold 610,000 copies, and that brings the lifetime total to 3.3 million for the Wingspan universe. So keep in mind, Wingspan originally released in 2019. So we're
Yeah.
talking about this being one of the best-selling games of all time,
And it's only sold 3 million
and it
copies.
sold
Yeah.
just over 3 million copies, right?
Yeah.
I should say best-selling hobby board games.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
important
Yeah.
clarifier there, right? Very much an evergreen game, selling consistently. So, and then Wingspan and then Wingspan Asia, kind of the two main box games of Wingspan, are 2.6 million of that 3.3 million. So they're definitely the bulk of it. Um, so I think that's interesting. What are your thoughts just generally, Josh? I know we've talked about this before a little bit, but when we hear those numbers, are you like, wow, that's a lot? Or are you like, oh, that's not very many? Like, what's your reaction to that when we hear these?
It's honestly both. At first, it's like, wow. And then 3 seconds later, it's like, oh,
Right.
That's a big number, but it's not
Mhm.
really when you consider. Um, but again, I do like default think the video game like numbers or movie
Right.
numbers or things like that.
Mhm.
Um, and I know that hobby board gaming is so much, even like if you look at a campaign like a CMON campaign
Yeah.
for Marvel United, you see that it makes like this incredible amount of money, but
Yeah.
it's not very many copies in the
Right.
grand scheme. So it's something to consider that I don't always consider when I'm looking at numbers like that. So,
Right. Yeah.
but on the flip side for Stonemaier, knowing what I know about Stonemaier, I know that's a huge number,
Mhm.
regardless of competition, because they're the mom and pop shop. They're not Best Buy. They're, you know, the
Yeah.
Radio Shack around the corner that is not a Radio Shack anymore. It's like Dave's Shack,
Yeah.
and he has like antennas,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Well, and what is tying directly to that, there, in his state of the stakeholder report, they talk about there's Stonemeyer has 7 full-time employees, 1 part-time employee. So, that's basically 7 people. On
Yeah,
one hand, you're like, "Oh, that's not very many." But then they say, quote unquote, everyday contractors slash partners. So these aren't full-time people, but these are people who work with them on almost a daily basis. There's
yeah,
4 people. But then independent contractors, so artists and things, rule book readers, things
yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
they have over 100.
yeah.
Right. So there's a whole bunch of people they're giving probably small payments to for very specific one-offs. But that 25 million, and again, that's revenue, that's not profit,
Right,
um, is really supporting, kind of a lot of people, but also kind of not a lot of people, right? I mean,
right.
kind of really 8, 7, 8 people for the most part. In addition to obviously all of their other costs that they have as far as that goes. So yeah, this is no, 70-person Blue Point studio, right? That costs
Yeah,
how much
yeah,
a year to run. So,
yeah. I mean, yeah. Since I started the job I'm at now, I've kind of had a different perspective on revenue and costs and all that too, because
mhm,
I work for a small company who puts out four $35 million machines a year,
mhm,
and I see that all built in house.
yep,
So I also see like how a small amount of people can also create a great amount of revenue.
yeah,
So it's not necessarily about the size, but it is. I still think it is impressive um, what they do,
mhm,
whether it's 7 or 107, depending on the project. Like
right,
to output that much revenue, while obviously yes, profit is lower, is still impressive for what they do every year.
yeah. And what is kind of to tie to that a little bit is that one of the things that Jamie mentions, he's like, "We have no debt, nor did we take any loans in 2025."
That's
As
great.
usual, yeah, as usual, cash flow was tight at certain times of the year due to the gap between when we need to pay Panda, our manufacturer, and when distributors pay us, but we make it work. Um, and he says, I mentioned this to dispel this notion that profitable companies are always flush with cash, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they are making money, but it's not like they always have a ton of cash laying around. And an easy example of that is one of their new games this year was Vantage. Vantage has sold 64,000 units,
Yeah.
right? Great first year on the market, 64,000 units. But that means that at some point they had to pay for manufacturing of 64,000 units of a game
Yeah.
that they maybe had done some pre-orders on.
Yeah.
But with the way that Stonemaier works, when they take pre-orders, typically their games are already on the boat on the way here, that they've already been produced.
Yes.
Like they're not they don't do Kickstarter anymore, and they haven't for years. This isn't like pre-order now and then we'll manufacture however many we get.
Yeah.
Like they take the risk as a company. So they, like I said, they paid for 64,000 units of a game that retails for like $90, I think.
Yeah. It's like $100 game. Yeah.
Yeah, and they just paid for that, right? So,
I was trying to find my copy of Vantage to see. I have it down. I have crap all over it. See what number I had on there.
oh yeah, I don't remember what number mine is either. Mine's a number 2.
It's not that much crap on it. There's just a couple things on it. It's right next to my copy of Finspan that is also unplayed.
Finspan.
Yeah, 2,136 out of 50,000.
Yeah, and yeah, and you buy it on their web store for $79. It retails for 90.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, for how much stuff is it? How many cards are in that thing? Yeah, absolutely, it is.
Huge game.
Yeah. So anyway, so there's all that, but then kind of as we go through just some general things, um, again, like we talked about, Wingspan Asia, kind of all of that are at 2.6 million units. Wormspan is up to about 450,000, Finspan 233,000, which was a new release. So I used 64,000 copies of Vantage as an example. Excuse me. That means they also paid for 233,000 copies of Finspan before they necessarily had the money for it, right?
Yeah.
So, Scythe sold another 40 plus thousand units, bringing their total to 600,000 in a lifetime. Smitten and Smitten 2, I'll be honest, I totally forgot this was even a game. So I forgot Smitten was the
Is that a
thing.
cat game or something?
Yeah, I totally forgot about it. So that is up to 38,000. Tapestries up to pushing 100,000. But then they also had some games that didn't receive any new printings in 2025, which I think is a little bit like, right, physical versions of games versus, for video games, we're like, oh, digital, you can buy things all the time. Like Red Rising, which has sold, actually, I'm surprised Red Rising has sold 150,000 units, to be honest. They didn't print any more of that this year. So if you can't find it somewhere, you're not going to be able to get it. Like, it's not like you can just like go pick it up somewhere.
I can finally sell my copy for a killing.
So, but what I always find fascinating about Stonemaier is when we've talked to other people, like when we've had other board game folks like on the podcast, they'll talk about how, like, for hobby board games, like a good board game, or for a board game to sell well, it'll maybe sell sometimes like 3,000 to 5,000 copies. And a lot of companies will count that as like, hey, that game sold well.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas here, like, nothing is under like 20 or 30,000 units.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's pretty. I think their lowest selling game is Stamp Swap, actually, at 34,000. So
yeah.
So even their quote unquote misses, still doing quite a bit better.
And always very highly rated on Board Game Geek.
Yeah, for the most part, they're I think they have like 4. Is it 4 in the top 100 and 14 additional in the top 1,000? So basically, they have 18 games in the top 1,000 on Board Game Geek or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're doing pretty well as far as that goes.
Yeah.
But, any other thoughts, Josh, when you looked at kind of? No. Oh, the other thing I thought was interesting is that they their data as far as the number of reviewers they're in contact with or that they send games to, and that doesn't mean they send every game to every reviewer, but their list of active reviewers is 310 people.
That's it. Yeah, that's crazy.
Which also, for the most part, other than Vantage, they do a good job of localizing their games. So they are in multiple languages in multiple countries. So they do have, like, their reviewers are not just US based reviewers or just British based. But I know he did a thing about how Vantage is so language dependent, it has not been translated or localized to any other markets yet, but it's going to be, I think, either this year or next year. So
yeah, they're like I consider Stonemaier Games like they're like the A24 of board games. You know that they don't put out. I mean, A24 has kind of ramped it up recently, but it's like they don't put out a lot. But when it comes out, whether you like it or not, you can always agree it's quality and it stands out.
Right.
In its surrounding competition. So I think that they kind of fit that.
Yeah. I've just always have really appreciated how transparent they are. And just how much they like educate people about the board game industry. So like I said, 3.3 million for the Spaniverse games is when you think about it, that is like one of the best selling games of the last decade or the last best selling series. So, just a perspective on where board games sit. But anything else about their stakeholder report for 2025, Josh?
No, sir.
All right. What do you got for us next?
Let's talk about the game everyone is talking about.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
Timely. We can do it in a timely fashion for once. Let's talk about Pokemon Pokopia.
Let's do it. I want to know what you think of this game so badly.
So, if I'm being honest, had no interest in playing this game at all.
Yeah.
My wife and son, however, very, very interested. Uh, so they each have a copy themselves.
Oh,
My son got one for his birthday, and my wife got one so she could play it on her Switch. Um, so he plays it on mine or my wife's because luckily you can have multiple users on each one, and it keeps your save data, which is nice and
that is
convenient.
nice. You have multiple Switch 2s?
Yeah, we have two. My
Oh,
wife got
okay.
one for her birthday. No, for
Dang.
Christmas, for Mother's.
Okay.
She got it for. I probably messed up, and I had to get her a Switch or something.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, we're a two Switch two household now. Um, yeah. So yeah, I also made the mistake of getting Final Fantasy Tactics the same day as Pokopia,
Oh,
and in my
gotcha.
head thinking I'll have plenty of time to play Final Fantasy Tactics.
I'm guessing you've not started playing Final
That
Fantasy
I
Tactics.
started, but
Okay.
everyone, it's if I'm not playing it, my son wants to play Pokopia. So I was
Gotcha.
asked to play with them. Uh, so I did give it a shot, not thinking too much of it. And yeah, essentially it's Animal Crossing meets Minecraft meets Pokemon. Um, I use Minecraft as the example because you can do a lot of world crafting with the blocks and stuff. I never played Dragon Quest Builders, but it sounds like I might like it.
Yeah,
Um,
I've heard that it is because it is the team that made
it's
Dragon
by the
Quest
people who
Builders.
made it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, uh, yeah, I don't mean to simplify it like that, but that's essentially the gist of it. So when you start the game, you are playing as a Pokemon a Ditto who chooses to take human form in how you decide to make your character. And you're kind of plopped into a world, an area that is kind of dry and desolate and nothing's going on. All the Pokemon and humans are missing. So you run into this Professor Tangrowth who's just kind of hanging around, and he asks you to start like sprucing up the place, make
Mhm.
it cleaner, make it brighter, do pats. If it certainly is a throwback to the pandemic, it is very much an improvement on Animal Crossing New
Mm.
Horizons. It looks great. It plays buttery smooth, no hiccups. There's a couple of glitches with Pokemon standing on things that maybe they probably should have fell, but really easy to overlook. Um, but yeah, as you play through the game, your tasks are to find environments that Pokemon are known to be found in. So
Mm.
it's like plant a tree, water a tree, plant bushes around a tree. Then you might find, and one of the cool things is each habitat has rarities. So you're
Mhm.
not always going to get the same Pokemon someone else gets, and it depends on the environment. Um, so you might get a rare. Like when we started, my son and my wife both got um, Pidgey in the first like leaf habitat, and I got the owl instead of the
Mhm.
Pidgey. So it's also something to like kind of talk about conversationally, like, "Hey, cool, how did you get that?" Or last night I was playing and I went to go pick an apple off a tree, and turns out there was a Pokemon under the tree, and like found it, and it was a Charizard, like a full
Mm.
grown ass Charizard in a
Okay.
bush. And like you can stumble upon like these like fully evolved Pokemons, and they live in a world with their other evolutions because there's thousands of Charizards. It's not
Right.
one Charizard. You can create an island that you can share, and where it differs from Animal Crossing, while you can visit each other's island,
Mhm.
you can do a cloud island like a Minecraft world, and you
Oh,
can
okay.
do a random seed. So you can create a world that you and your friends can go, and any friend can go if you like to set it up that way at
Mhm.
any point, and you can let them alter your world
Mhm.
and find things and build, or you cannot. And you can also play with up to 4 players at the same time on your island
Mm.
as well, I believe. But I do really like the idea that you can have this cloud island out there that
Yeah.
you can just go help contribute. um, so one of the things that happens in this game is that you're finding a dilapidated Pokemon Center that they want you to rebuild by
Mhm.
doing all these tasks. So you're completing these tasks, a lot of like fetch questy stuff, but it's still fun. And after you get your area like nice and habitable. It's also surrounded by all these gates,
Mm-hmm.
and you go through a gate once your level is high enough, and it brings you to a new like world that is different in some way or the other. Like the first one I get to, it's all cloud covered and it's overgrown beach and
Mm,
there's dirt and trash all over the place. That was not present in the first place I was in. And I'm also not, I don't have the Pokemon to help me clean it up.
mm-hmm.
So you have to find them in that area as well. And I've found at least 4 gates and I was only
Okay.
able to go through one so far. So there seems to be like a lot of replayability.
Yeah.
It does have like the Animal Crossing item management where you're going to be running into a lot of things.
Mm,
They have fossils in this as well, and there's CDs. I haven't found a music player yet, but there's CDs and it's just I'll say it. It's a ton of fun. It really does keep me wanting to come back for more, but also it does that real time thing like Animal Crossing. So
mm-hmm.
sometimes when you're building a house, depending on the house, it'll tell you how long it's going to take. And sometimes it says it'll be ready tomorrow. And then I'm like, cool, I can turn this off.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable where I am. I don't feel like I have to grind um, to keep up with anybody because it's
Mm-hmm.
my island, it's my pace.
Right.
And I really appreciate that about it. It really it it hit something I didn't know I needed. Like it filled this void that I had
Sure.
probably throughout like the casual games I've been trying to play on like my Steam Deck and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great. I have zero complaints about it. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
The tasks are interesting and
Mm-hmm.
different for each character. And I just like, there's something nice about building an environment out of blocks sometimes. Sometimes I don't want to do that. But I just like, I really like the creativity that you can have in a game like this.
mm-hmm.
Even if it's not like people coming, like for the pandemic, it was like, hey, everyone come to my island so you can see what I just spent 36
Yeah.
hours of my week doing,
Right.
not working. But it certainly has a lot of that appeal, and I think it's great. I think it's a top tenner at least.
For the year. Okay.
Yeah,
So here's the question, Josh. Is it worth me buying a Switch 2 to play Pokopia?
that is a great question. I I think partnered with 2 or 3 other games, yes. Like, hey, I would also want to play this on a Switch 2 if I got it. I know you're not a big racing guy, so Mario Kart World might not be for
Right.
you, but
It's
next
not.
month, that Yoshi game comes out next month.
I know. And I feel like I probably would like Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong is a lot of fun. Um, it's
I
probably, I'm trying to think of my Switch 2 like exclusive games. It's probably the best Switch 2 exclusive game.
because yeah, this has me interested. I don't know anything about Pokemon, but I did really like Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2.
I also don't know too much about Pokemon
So
minus like my son opening cards.
yeah. But this and then yeah, the Yoshi game that comes out in next month, I was like, I kind of really am interested in that game too. So I'm like, I'm wondering if I'm at the tipping point now where now would be the time to jump in.
Plus, this game, like, uh, we all know your love for animals, and like this game just has like animals chasing each other and playing tag or like
Yeah.
having conversations. I had 2 of my Pokemon with horns doing a "my horns are bigger than yours" contest, and it asked me to take a picture of it while they're
Yeah.
like chiding each other on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of fun for animal lovers in there too.
Yeah. I hear you there. I hear you there. So okay, Pokopia. We'll see. I'm trying to decide because I leave for, like I said, I leave for or I was talking earlier before. I have a conference I'm going to here at the end of the week, and I was like, well,
Mm.
do I try to pick this up beforehand and then have that for the conference? But I could just bring my Steam Deck.
You certainly could.
So okay, Pokemon Pokopia. Josh feels like this is going to be in his top 10 at the end of the year. We will see. We will see. Have you? I apologize for forgetting. Sometimes ADHD kills me. Did you finish RE9 or Resident Evil Requiem?
No, I didn't finish it yet.
Okay.
I will.
Has Pokopia just taken all of your time? So you're
I
just
have
not.
so little. I've started going in, getting up at 4 a.m. again for work, so I
Yeah,
have like no free time again.
gotcha. So
So
it's really only like bedtime game time.
it's like, yeah, and then I end up staying up too late anyways. I jump back in because there's a new season in Diablo which
Yeah,
has like the Doom guy stuff in it.
yeah.
Although I was misled. The Doom guy stuff isn't in the season. It's released at the same time as the season. You have to
Oh,
buy it all.
ah,
And it's like $50 to get all the Doom gear.
yeah. And the creepiness that is like, when you're on a gaming system. I was on Steam and I saw that you were playing Diablo 4.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't really want to play Diablo. I don't really want to buy Diablo 4 again. I'm like, but they
But you
did
have it.
release. What's that?
You have it in our Steam library.
Well, I know, but we both can't be playing it unless we have multiple copies, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and I didn't know if anybody else. I didn't know how many copies were in there. I didn't
I'll
look.
have to look.
I was too lazy to look.
I think only one.
I think so. I think so too. But then I was like, what did release recently is Diablo 2 Resurrected,
Yeah.
what Infernal Edition, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? It says it's Steam Deck compatible.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's
Oh,
play some Diablo 2, right? So I buy it, I download it, watch the opening cinematic. I'm like, oh, I forgot how cool the cinematic is, right?
yeah.
I tried for 40 minutes to get my stupid Steam Deck to connect to BattleNet,
Oh, isn't it awful?
and it never, ever, ever did it. In the 40 minutes I tried, I like Googled like what I needed to do, tried all the things that it needed to said that it needed to do. I tried all of them, never connected to BattleNet. So I went in, got a refund, and deleted.
Okay. The thing that was awful for me was like you have to. For me doing it, I had to download the Proton
Yep.
for the Steam Deck and then backload BattleNet onto the Steam Deck
Hmm.
so it would open BattleNet.
Yeah.
And then I had the same issue. Like, so I'm so glad Diablo 4 is on Steam.
Yeah. Well, because Diablo 2, the Resurrected one now, is on Steam.
Oh, but you got the BattleNet version, I'm assuming, or
Well,
you
no,
got the
because it
Steam
still
one?
has no. Because when you go on, it still has to connect to BattleNet.
Oh,
So it
really?
like
Oh,
goes to the
okay.
internet to connect to BattleNet, and it went far enough because I was wondering if I was going to have to do that,
Yeah.
but then it went far enough where it's like, hey, you need to like sync your your Steam to your BattleNet. So here's the code.
Oh, right, right,
So I
right.
did that, but then after I did that, every time I tried to connect to BattleNet, it would just never connect. And when I log into my BattleNet separately, it says this link, my Steam is linked.
Hmm.
So I'm like, I don't. I was like, is it
Yeah,
my internet? Like, what's going on? And everything I read said I shouldn't have to backload
that
BattleNet
stinks.
because the game's actually on Steam, and I could never get it to work. So I just
Yeah,
went in, got a
bummer.
refund, and so no Diablo 2 for me. But that was my whole gaming night, and I was like, this is the reason I don't like PC gaming. Like
Yeah,
this thing is why I get so annoyed with it.
yep.
So, but anyway, enough of that. Speaking of PC gaming, Josh, we are like so timely. Like we just talked about Pokopia,
Yeah.
and now we're going to talk about a thing that actually happened today, since we're recording on a Monday night,
Oh,
which we rarely do. Digital Foundry provided the world with an introduction to DLSS 5,
yeah.
which is coming this fall from NVIDIA. So they will release both a video as well as a rather lengthy write-up on their website with some, their very famous comparison tool that you can like super zoom in on stuff. Um, and let's just say, Josh, people have feelings.
Oh, I'm loving the memes already.
Josh, you are, of the two of us, more of the PC player than I am.
Yeah.
But I was curious when you saw this, what was your reaction? Are you in on the memes? What are your thoughts on this DLSS 5? Do you love it? Some people seem to hate it. What are your thoughts when you saw this?
I think it's funny because I don't have any doubt that this is how it can look.
Hmm. Yeah.
Ain't nobody's computer gonna look like this right now. And they have access to all the RAM, they have access
Mhm.
to all the computing power. So sure, can it do this? Yeah, we can see it. It can do it very clearly. How much would it cost to be able to do this? Probably like 4 grand on your computer.
Well, and I don't even know because it's coming to the RTX 50 series GPUs. I don't even
Yeah,
know how much those are.
yeah, I have no
So
clue.
yeah,
And I know all the pricing is crazy right now.
yeah.
So Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. It's definitely impressive, but it's really a showcase for rich people at this point. Like, no, it's great that you guys can do it. We can also go to the moon, but let's be more realistic on what we're trying to put out there. Uh, it just, but man, just even just looking at the Resident Evil shots are just, it's so good looking.
So you're on the good looking side.
Yeah, I think it looks great. I think it looks it basically looks like a real person
Yeah.
uh, in kind of like when we were seeing like the footage of the Captain America Black Panther game.
Oh yeah.
Like it was very like hyper realistic character
Hmm.
animation. So I think it looks really good. I do think that the memes are funny because people are not. So
Yeah. People are
the
not
memes are
having it.
funny because people are just complainers and
Yeah.
they are just taking it's kind of like the people who were mad about how Aloy looked in Forbidden West.
Yeah. Um. So I did look on Nvidia's website. An RTX 5050 is only $250,
Okay.
but an RTX 5090 is 2000. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It says the 50 series um GPUs. I don't know if that means a 5050, but it says the 50 series. So
Yeah, I mean, I'd
yeah.
be impressed for sure to see like if any of the streamers I watch could just pop this up
Yeah.
on their rigs. That would be great. That would be awesome. Move forward.
Yeah. Because I mean, all of them have, even the 5050 has DLSS 4 on it right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, in theory, but
Yeah.
uh, so
What
Josh,
a,
I,
you're on
I
the other side of the coin in this one.
I'm a little bit on the other side of the coin on this one. So my initial reaction was like, wow, those look different. Um, when looking at the things. Number one, I I don't know why everyone has to be hot, but apparently everyone's hot. Um, I- this to me, and we had a big conversation about this in the Discord. A lot of people are super like anti this DLSS 5. My thing with it is the character. I do think the characters overall look pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially when they showed like Hogwarts Legacy and Starfield and things like that. Like I think it did a nice job of kind of upresing those characters. But my issue, if that's even a term for this, or why this like doesn't really resonate with me, are two things. Number one, the backgrounds in all of these games now, to me, look like someone was like they wanted a glossy finish on everything. Like everything needs to have a glossy finish. So it and as a result of that, everything I think we're hitting like a hyper realism uncanny valley situation for me, that I'm like, it looks wrong. Like it just looks off to me.
Okay.
Um and I think that I think the analogy I made is like, when you're buying paint, you can buy a gloss finish or a flat finish. Yeah, the flat's not always like super cool, but like it's not going to be necessarily super offensive. Whereas the glossy finish, some people are going to love, but some people are going to hate, right?
Sure.
Like, and I think to me, when I look at this, it feels like everything is just coated in this glossy finish now, which means the textures don't really, to me, like I can see them, but I don't know that I believe that they're actually textured. I think what I related it to then is when they did the reveal of the new Tomb Raider game. I was like, something feels
Oh yeah.
weird on this, how like nothing actually feels like or looks like it's dirty.
Yep.
That's how I feel about this too. Like you can show me the grimiest thing, and to me, I'm like, that still looks super clean to me. It looks too pristine to actually be dirty.
Okay.
And that I think is my problem with it, which I know is going to sound like so like probably pretentious, but I look at it and I'm just like, it looks fake to
Yeah.
me, and I know that all of these are fake because they're human. Like I get it, but like I can't. It's really hard for me to um get into that, right? So that's one thing. The second thing I wonder about is, what does this mean for artist intention? If you're the person who
Mm,
creates this game and you want it to look, and you create it with the intention of it looking and feeling a certain way,
yeah.
and then there's this other thing that runs when people play the game that make it look different,
Yeah.
should you get a say in that or not?
That's a good point.
Um, and one thing that they did with all of these is they only showed them with like games that are like, look at this person. They didn't like, and actually Digital Foundry said this too, which I appreciated. They're like, what about how does this look for if you're playing Hi-Fi Rush,
Right.
right? Like, what does it do for those super stylized? And I think that for me is a little bit separate from the artist's intention, but like, what? Yeah, how does this? Yeah, what say do people have? Are we getting further and further away from um developers being able to say this is what I want my game to be like, and us being like that's nice, but you released it, so now we get to do whatever we want with it, right?
Yeah.
I don't. I have very conflicting feelings on that, but it's
Sure.
something I wonder about, right? So, what are your responses to my thoughts?
I think they're valid. I understand what you're saying. The Tomb Raider, I think the Tomb Raider comparison really got me. I was sitting here thinking this is like a red dress, blue dress thing,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
really, once you talked about it, I think it's an uncanny valley thing,
yeah.
and it's just the perception that people have varies in the red dress, blue dress kind of, or the gold dress, blue dress kind of thing,
Right.
where we are literally looking at something that two people can look at and see two different things,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
Hmm.
I do think your point on the DLSS is they can always opt out to not allow it, right? So don't allow DLSS,
I mean,
or you can
sure.
turn it off when you play the game. So if you are opposed to how it makes like some of your games look, you have the option. I know that doesn't address the artist aspect of it,
Hmm.
but we also live in a PC mod world where
Right.
nobody's asking any artist permission to do
100%.
anything.
Yep.
You can run from a giant Homer Simpson or Thomas the Tank Engine
Absolutely, you
in
can.
Resident Evil.
Yes, you can.
Uh,
Absolutely.
so I also think that is another reason why Sony does not want their games on PC,
Hmm.
um, because they do keep a lot of artistic, um, whatever you want to call it, rights
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so that is where they can't really control their games when it hits the computer.
For sure.
So I understand that aspect as well. Um, I do agree with you. Like I was looking at some of the ground textures
Hmm.
in like under a tree that had like mossy. It was probably I think Andromeda where they had or Starfield where they had like mossy ground and it
Yeah.
does look a little sheen.
Yeah.
But I still see the textures and stuff. I think
Yeah.
um I I guess taking what you said about Tomb Raider and putting it back onto looking at these human characters, there
Hmm.
certainly is a little bit of a AIE look to them.
Hmm.
Um, Almost like Pixar AI-ish,
Yeah.
like Kenna looks.
Yeah.
So I do see how that kind of it certainly takes the grit out of a game like Starfield or
Yeah.
Avowed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and I do find it curious now that bunch of people are like, "Oh, this looks like AI slop." I'm like, DLSS has been AI the whole time. Like, there's
yeah,
nothing about this that like this has always been an AI generated thing that it's been doing, right? But yes, it was just used for you know ray tracing and all these other things before, right? Like, but it was always been an AI generated thing.
yeah.
So, like, yes, it is. You can argue about whether we should call it slop or not, but it's always been AI. So I don't know why suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, this looks like it because it's always been AI. It's always been
Yeah,
an AI thing.
we're just
Um,
yeah, yeah. I
so
just don't know that I'd consider it AI slop to me as a very specific reference,
yes, no,
and
I
I know
know.
people overuse it now.
Yes, I agree.
So it is hard to like tell the difference between. It's like when I go to Facebook now, I very rarely go on there, and then I scroll down, and there's like 7 AI generated videos of like Emma Watson, like clearly not Emma Watson. I'm like, what is
Right,
this? Who? And then of course I click it, and now I'm forever gonna see a fake video of Emma Watson sitting in a chair laughing at like nothing, like a
right,
pretentious in the air laugh. I'm like,
yeah,
what the heck is this? Or a shark jumping out of the water that's 3 times the size of a battleship.
right,
And my
yes.
is like, is that real? Did you see that shark? Is that real?
Oh
Oh my
gosh, we're
God. No.
so in trouble. Yeah. Uh, Yeah, it is. And I will say the comment section on the article is a interesting read, to say the least. I appreciate the conversation about it. I think it's good for us to have discussions about this.
Yeah,
I go back and forth between because especially with Grace in Resident Evil, everyone's like clearly they're adding something to it, and they insist that Nvidia's like, no, it's the models have always looked this way. It's just the lighting. We're changing the way the lighting interacts with the model, but the model itself has not changed.
yeah.
And like I'm
I
not
hear them. It does. She does look remarkably different.
and that's one of the things that's really really hard to be like, to just be like, I mean, okay, you're probably not lying to me, because it's really hard to believe that something isn't different there.
Yeah,
Like, it looks so different.
yeah,
So I mean, and I am what I get caught up because I'm like, I would like to think that these companies aren't lying, but also, of course, companies lie all the time,
right.
right? So it's like,
Why wouldn't they lie?
why wouldn't they lie? So yeah, I don't know, man. It's yeah, I'm moving to like get the glare off my screen when I look at the picture, and it's like,
Oh,
yeah, it looks really different.
yeah, it's
It looks
crazy.
really different. So uh yeah. Anyway, we'll keep up to date. I'll be super curious about, because the pushback on this has been pretty significant. I'll be
Yeah, but
curious
they've
what
already
happens.
invested all their time and money into it.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
not going anywhere.
Yeah, and I guess they can easily say, well, you can just not use it, right?
Yep.
They can easily
Sorry,
say that.
guys. This
But
is a done deal. You just get to look at it early.
yeah, but oofta. I'll be curious to see how this plays out, because right now, at least the loudest voices are the no voices,
Yeah.
saying this is bad news, but we'll see what happens. So all right, Josh, let's see. I figure for our final boss this week, and we'll do this for as long as we feel like it won't be too long. Um, Video game franchises are all the rage. Seems like we rarely get new things these days. But I was curious, what is the best game, including spin-offs, in some of the most storied franchises? So I created a list of franchises. I literally was just thinking, I just sat and thought about franchises and threw them on a list.
Yeah.
And we'll go back and forth picking a franchise, but then once we pick a franchise, we each have to pick what our favorite game in that franchise is.
Sure.
I tried to pick franchises that we've both, I think, played multiple games in, but I could be wrong. But I think we've both played, maybe one we haven't. Um, now that I look at this, but yeah, like I said, we're not going to go through all of them today. There's way too many on this list, but I figured, hey, what the heck? Let's start somewhere. So, Josh, I will let you pick off. What franchise do you want to discuss? What our favorite game is in it?
Oh, why don't we do Borderlands?
Why don't we do Borderlands, Josh? Now your history with Borderlands I find interesting, because when we started this podcast all these years ago, and maybe it wasn't even this podcast, maybe it was even PSVG, like you were the Borderlands guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you were the man who was all about the Borderlands.
At that point in time, they were the best shooters we had.
And I feel like that's not necessarily true anymore. But yeah, tell me, Josh, about your thoughts on Borderlands.
I loved Borderlands. I was on stage with Randy Pitchford at PAX East, and I
Did you
got
give
a.
him a thumb drive at that point?
I did not.
Okay.
But no, but I did get a bunch of free stuff from him. He did take my phone though at one point, so I don't know if I still have that phone anywhere. Um, yeah. So of course I loved Borderlands so much.
Hmm.
Just like you know, it was peak. It was a unique shooter. There
Hmm.
wasn't anything else like it. It had a humor that was right for my age. Uh, and it was just a funny shooter, and it was a great co-op game. Really
Hmm.
enjoyed playing it cooperatively. So, um, and as I said, multiple spin-offs
Hmm.
as well. My favorite is still Borderlands 2. I still think it's the best of the Borderlands.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. What else do you want to know from me? What do I got to do?
I want to talk to you a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna just go through, and maybe we're missing some things here.
Yeah.
Um, I'm assuming you played the original Borderlands,
Correct.
and you played Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
Do you, when you say Borderlands 2 is your favorite, are you including Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, which is for many people like that in and of itself is their favorite Borderlands
It's
content.
a DLC in it, but yeah,
Yep.
so I would include it. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you think Borderlands 2 is made better by that DLC?
Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
okay.
Yeah.
What about the pre-sequel?
The pre-sequel's fine.
Okay.
It's not great though.
Okay. What then about Borderlands 3?
Borderlands 3 is my where I got off the train and I let it
Mhm.
keep going. Borderlands 3 just it was too long in between 2 and 3 for it to be the same as 2, but actually without as much charm, I don't think.
Yeah.
It was a little bit talking and it could have used a DLSS upgrade.
Could you imagine Borderlands with DLSS? Oh my gosh. Um, okay. And then obviously Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
It's fine. I didn't love it. I was really hoping it certainly did not capture the original.
Yeah. And I remember us talking about that on the podcast. Like my big problem with that is I wanted it to go further
Yeah.
into like lean even more into this like Dungeons and Dragons like theme that they were going for. And I wish they would have done more with it than they
Yeah.
did. I'm assuming you did you play Tales from the Borderlands?
I played the first episode of Tales from the Borderlands and then I couldn't get past Chris Hardwick's voice.
Okay. So no,
Which is why I
then
also didn't like Borderlands 3.
gotcha. So then no new Tales from the Borderlands, I'm assuming.
No,
And how much of Borderlands 4 did you play?
not enough. Not too much. Not too much. Probably like 5 or 6 hours.
Gotcha. Okay. So Borderlands 2, your favorite Borderlands game.
Yeah.
Did you play the Legends game, the mobile one? I think
No,
that's the
I'm
mobile
not
one,
even
isn't it?
aware of that being a thing.
Okay, I think it's like a mobile oh, let me look. I'm going to look it up.
I couldn't be more anti mobile
It's a real-time
games.
strategy mobile game.
Oh boy.
Uh
An RT no thank you.
it came out I know, keep in mind it came out in 20 oh no, it came out in 2012
Oh geez.
and was removed from the App Store in 2016. It has a 52 on Metacritic.
I guess if we're rating mobile games, sure.
Okay, so I mean, not that big of a fan that you played Borderlands Legends.
I didn't know. I didn't even know it existed.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Borderlands 2 is your favorite Borderlands. Because you never even finished Borderlands 3, did you?
No, I got real close though. I
Yeah.
played a lot of that.
Yeah, because I actually finished Borderlands 3, unlike some of us on the
Yeah.
podcast. I have not finished Borderlands 4 though I think I played more of it than you did.
I'm interested in the new character that is coming out.
Yeah, and they have a whole new story DLC coming out here soon too.
Yeah.
Like in a week, I think. But Josh, my favorite, so I have played everything on here except for New Tales from the Borderlands and Borderlands Legends. Those are the two
Okay.
I've not played. What do you think my favorite Borderlands is?
Knowing you, my guess would be is Tales from the Borderlands.
Tales from the Borderlands is absolutely my favorite Borderlands game, and it's not even really close.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Tales from the Borderlands, I think, is probably my favorite Telltale game.
Okay.
Walking Dead obviously is close, and I really like The Wolf Among Us. But I do think Tales from the Borderlands is my favorite. I am a sucker for comedy in games.
Yeah.
I just am. And, obviously Borderlands has always tried to do that, but I think they were most successful in Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah.
So that is by far and away my favorite Borderlands game. And like I said, it's not really even that close.
Yeah, I'll have to give it another shot.
I can appreciate where the challenge for you came in though, for sure. Like I can definitely
I mean, I was his biggest fan for a long time, so I think maybe I did it to myself. Like
I mean,
I did not like him for any of the things that they tried to cancel him for. I just was like, I watched Talking Dead, I watched Nerdist Channel, I watched at midnight, I listened
Right.
to the podcast. So like I was like, okay, I get where this voice is. I don't want it in this game. And they made this character, at least like in Borderlands 3, incredibly repetitively annoying.
Yeah. I can
Not even his fault.
Sure. All right, Josh. I'm gonna go with a biggie.
Yeah.
Halo. What's your Halo history? How much Halo have you played?
Oh boy. I like to think I played a lot of Halo.
Mhm.
I've even played both Wars games
Nice.
on
Yeah.
console.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
dedication.
Yeah.
And Spartan Assault and all that stuff. And
Mhm.
my son absolutely adores the arcade game, so we go play the arcade game
Mhm.
at Dave and Buster's all the time.
Yeah.
I think I played every Halo's game, I believe.
All right. Well, I have a list here. I'll go through them. You tell me yes or no.
Okay.
Okay. Halo Combat Evolved,
Yeah.
Halo 2,
Yeah.
Halo 3,
Mhm.
Halo Wars,
Yeah.
Halo 3 ODST,
Yep.
Halo Reach,
Yeah.
Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary,
Yes.
Halo 4,
Yeah.
Halo Spartan Assault,
Yes.
Halo Master Chief Collection, which obviously,
Uh-huh.
Halo Spartan Strike. I think
No?
I think a follow up to Spartan Assault. I think it's another twin stick shooter.
Oh, I guess I didn't play. I didn't know. Maybe I did. Uh, Spartan Strike. No, I don't. I'm gonna look at a video real quick, but I don't think I played this one.
Yeah, because I think it's kind of a follow up to Spartan Assault. 'Cause it's another twin stick shooter. So
Oh yeah, it is. I did not play this one. Ooh, maybe I'll play this. Was it a mobile game?
it was Microsoft Windows, Windows Phone, and iOS.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a mobile game. All right.
So
Cool. No, but I would be interested in playing that.
gotcha. Cool. Okay. And then Halo 5 Guardians,
Yeah.
Halo Wars 2,
Yep.
Halo. Wait. Okay. What is this? Halo Fireteam Raven.
There was a Halo Fire. That's the arcade game.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And then Halo Recruit.
I'm unfamiliar with Halo Recruit.
I know. I'm looking her up right now. Is a brief free 2017 Windows Mixed Reality VR tech demo.
Oh, I did not play that.
Okay. Well, yeah, because neither one of them had a link. So I was like, oh gosh. And then Halo Infinite.
Yeah. I did play that.
Okay. So really for you, for the most part, I'm going to ignore Fireteam Raven and Halo Recruit. So really
Yeah.
it's just Spartan Strike that you didn't play.
It looks like it. Yeah.
Dang, man. You was the Halo expert.
No.
I mean, you've
Not
played
really.
like basically every Halo game though.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily make me an expert.
Well,
But sure, I have a lot of Halo experience.
okay. What is your favorite Halo then?
Honestly, for me, my favorite Halo is ODST.
Really? Tell me more.
It was just like an incredibly fun new multiplayer experience. Like all the
Yeah.
Halos we've always played, except for Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
We've always played co-op. My buddy and I, or my brother and I. At one point, we were playing 4-player Halo ODST on Legendary
Mm-hmm.
on 2 Xboxes, and it was incredible. But I really like it's telling a new story about Master Chief. It's telling a new story about how this myth of Master Chief
Mm-hmm.
and how you're just these regular guys. You're not regular guys, but you're just regular guys compared to Master Chief.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun stuff in there. You had like Nathan Fillion voicing. You had like weird cameos from like Conan and Andy
Sure.
Richter and
Yeah.
spots, and it was just very zeitgeisty at the time. So it was also fun to talk about at the time that it was out.
Yeah.
There's also a pretty good amount of discourse about their direction
Mm-hmm.
for the game, but I really felt like everything was tight. The controls were great. It just really was. It's just a lasting memory for me in the sea
Awesome.
of Halos.
Yeah.
Not like it's the one game It's one of the games I don't think about the multiplayer on.
Okay.
So for so many people, Halo is multiplayer,
For
and
sure.
for a good reason.
Yep.
But Halo 3 and ODST and Halo 2, I think, are the two best stories in the franchise.
Gotcha. Okay. If you had to guess, what do you think the Metacritic was for ODST?
It was probably like a 78 or something.
It was an 83.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I feel like Halo 2 must have been the highest rated Halo.
I think. Well, here's I think the problem. Then it becomes whether you're talking about like Xbox or PC.
Oh, right. Two
Because they
different
are stored
versions.
separately.
Yeah.
But I do think Halo 2 probably is the top for at least Xbox. I don't know if it is for PC.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking here quick. Oh, it's not for Xbox actually.
Oh.
The original Halo is.
Oh,
The
okay.
original Halo on Metacritic is a 97.
Whoa.
Yeah. Halo 2 is a 95,
Okay.
and
95
Halo
is pretty
3 is
high.
a piddly 94.
Oh, all right. Well, it sounds like a bunch of fanboys are rating those games.
So Josh, my Halo knowledge is actually pretty limited. I never played the first two Halos when they first came out.
Okay.
I have played through Halo Combat Evolved. I don't think I've ever played through Halo 2. I could
Oh,
be wrong, but I don't. At least I don't remember playing through Halo 2. Could be wrong about that. Played Halo 3, played Reach, played ODST, played 4. I don't think I ever finished 5.
5
But
wasn't great.
but I definitely finished Infinite. I might have finished 5, but obviously it was so not memorable that I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I finished Infinite for sure. I've never really played any of the offshoots in a meaningful way. Like I played Halo Wars for like 20 minutes, maybe,
Yeah.
right? Um, Spartan Assault, I always wanted to play because I love twin stick shooters, but I just never have. I probably should go back and play it because I do like twin stick shooters. Um, and my favorite Halo, though, Josh, is because of the multiplayer, and it's Halo 3, and it's not really even
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure that is a very uh common answer when it comes to what peak Halo is. I think you're going to get a lot of twos. You're going to get a lot of threes.
Yeah.
But I loved Halo 3. Halo 3 was the game that really got me into playing multiplayer shooters.
Hmm.
The grind to get to, level 50, like all of these things. And then, I was taken away by the Call of Duty machine shortly after that, right?
Yeah.
And then but my desire and my love for multiplayer competitive shooters came because of Halo 3.
Nice.
So it is definitely my favorite Halo because of that. But like I said, I'm assuming we own Spartan Assault.
Yeah. We must.
So I
It's not on Steam now, right? Is it?
no, I don't think so, but I have to imagine.
Well, I'll check Steam. Yeah,
I
we
have to
own
imagine.
Spartan Assault, Spartan Strike, and Master Chief Collection.
Oh, okay. All on Steam?
All on Steam in our family library.
Oh, okay. I assume Spartan Assault would just be like on, like I'd have to like play it like backwards compatible. But
Oh no, it's in Steam.
I wonder how
These
well
are.
it plays on my Steam Deck.
I bet it plays great on the Steam Deck.
I'm wondering if there's a lot of small text though. That's my worry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
check it. You
let's
know
put
what?
it to the test.
I will check it out later. Yeah, I'll pull up my Steam Deck and potentially download it. So, all right. So that's Halo. Josh's pick is Halo, technically Halo 3 ODST.
Yeah.
And mine is just straight up Halo 3. All right, Josh, let's each pick one more. What's the next one you want to do?
Okay. Well, what do I want to do here? So many tricky ones.
I know, right? And you could add one that's not on here if you want to. That's fine.
I could do Legend of Zelda. That'd be funny. Diablo. I want to do Diablo.
I'm not surprised. All right, Josh, what's your Diablo history?
Diablo. What's my history? Well, back in the day when like we'd go to computer shows, like the Diablo PC CD case was always very tempting, and it would never work. You'd have to like go to a proper place and buy one, not a computer show where someone's selling you a bootleg version of Diablo. Diablo 1, it's memorable in the clunkiness of it all. Very clunky game, but it was very interesting and new. The like closest games you had were like Heroes of Might and Magic, and those are and Baldur's Gate. They were very like heavy RPG. So this is like the only one you could play that wasn't just it looked like an RPG, but it was a hack and slash game. So I have pretty fond memories of that. Diablo 2 was like, hey, I can tell you, like, phone rings. Hi, thanks for calling Electronics Boutique. This is Josh speaking. We're currently sold out of Diablo 2 pre-orders. How can I help you? And then click, the phone would hang up. So I'm very familiar with Diablo 2 and its popularity and how just insane it was to be playing Diablo 2 in 1990. No, 2001? 2000. I can't remember what year it was when it came out.
2000, Diablo 2 came out
2000.
in
So I was there
2000.
in
Yep.
2000. Yeah, because I'm thinking I only worked at EB Games for like a year. Um, so yeah, Diablo 2 really sunk its teeth and really confirmed that and I'm just a big old Diablo fanboy,
Mhm.
and I'll pretty much check out anything they do except for Diablo Immortal. Uh, and they didn't really do too much. They didn't stray from Diablo, so you knew like I'm gonna get a Diablo game when it comes out. It's gonna take a while, but it's
Mhm.
gonna come out. And that's what happened. Like Diablo 3 and Diablo 2, it's a pretty big. It must be like a 15-year window or something like that, where we didn't have a Diablo. Besides, like, hey, you can play as Diablo in Heroes of the Storm. Like, great,
Yeah,
great.
my, when I play Overwatch, the skin I typically use for Roadhog is the Butcher.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
And Butcher, classic character. I like a game that has spun off many classic characters outside of the antagonist.
mhm, yeah.
And I
Alright.
actually, one of the cool things on the new season is you can find relics that you can turn into the Butcher for a small
Oh,
period of time, and it's awesome. They let you like try it out once when you
mhm,
start. It's very cool.
gotcha.
Yeah. So and from there, I played Diablo 3 was like one of the first ones where it was like available on multiple platforms.
Mhm,
Eventually, so I had it on the PC. I had it on my Xbox. I had it on my Switch. Like it was one of those games where it's nice to travel with.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, I remember playing Diablo on PlayStation 1
Oh,
with
yeah.
my, and you could play co-op, but
Mhm.
anytime you went to your inventory, it paused the game. And it wasn't shared loot, so you'd
Yeah,
be running to the chest while someone's getting murdered to try to open a chest.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, yeah, and then and everything else going forward.
Um, I think Diablo is a fascinating series, right? Because you had Diablo that came out in 1997, Diablo 2 came out in 2000, Diablo 3 came out in 2012,
Okay, so about 13 years each,
and then, yeah,
almost.
Diablo 4 coming out in 2023. Like, that's just and obviously you had, for Diablo 3, Reapers of Souls and Rise of the Necromancer, and, like, all that stuff in
Yeah,
between, but, like, just these 3 years from 1 to 2, and then just these huge gaps of years where people are still, like, playing the Diablos and all that stuff. Diablo is such an interesting, uh, case study, I guess, in some ways, because, like, action role-playing games are games every time I play them, I'm like, "This is so fun," but none of them are sticky to me, and I
sure.
don't know why that is. Because a lot of the games that I do like a lot, when you think of, like Children of Morta, right? That basically is an action role-playing game, but on a much smaller scale,
Yeah,
right? Like, it is how you interact with the world, the combat, like, all of that really kind of is that. Like, I love Bastion, and that kind of is too, right? It's an action role-playing game on a really small level. So it's just really odd to me that I've just never had a super super sticky one of these. Like, I feel like I should play. Like, I feel like Diablo should like be the game I play all the time. I
right.
really do.
Yeah,
I have dabbled in every version of Diablo. I've played Diablo, Diablo 2, 3, and 4. I've played all of them. Um, in what's kind of curious is that Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls specifically, I think that is the version of Diablo 3 I played the most,
yeah,
and I played it the most on my Switch,
yeah, yeah,
which
yeah,
is just so weird for me because that's not like my typical console, right? I'm not typically a Switch guy, but I played so much of that game on Switch. It was nuts. But with that being said, if I had to pick a Diablo, because you picked Diablo 2, right?
No, Diablo 3 is actually my
Oh,
favorite.
Diablo 3, sorry,
I
yeah.
think Diablo 2 is the best Diablo, but my
Yes.
favorite
Favorite
Diablo is
Diablo
Diablo
3.
3.
My memory of the Diablo that I am most that like when I close my eyes and picture Diablo, the one I actually picture is still the original Diablo, and it is how long it took me to beat the Butcher.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I had friends at the time. I did not have a computer capable of playing Diablo, but I had friends who did, and we would go over and we would have a LAN party and we would play Diablo and we would try to beat the Butcher
yeah.
forever. So that is still the thing I think about, and that's like why in in Overwatch, why for Roadhog I use the butcher skin. Like that is still like my core memory of Diablo is that experience. And we did eventually beat him, but that is like the thing that I remember most. Like all of the other Diablo things I've done are just like junk food.
Yeah.
Like I know that I've eaten it. Like I know that I've played it. I really couldn't tell you anything specific about it. Like what's the difference between like I don't know, the paladin in Diablo 2 and the paladin in a different
Oh,
Diablo. Like I have no idea,
yeah. I
you know?
think it's kind of, I like that they're doing that with the new thing, but I think it's kind of silly to like, it does not, there's not a carryover like they're trying to do with this sorcerer character
Mhm.
for Rahul. Um, it doesn't really matter between Diablos because they change the classes constantly. Like, they're just evolutions of the originals. Speaking of
Um,
Pokemon.
Here's a little info about some canceled projects. Uh,
Uh,
Diablo Junior. Diablo Junior. So this is from Wikipedia. So you know how we'll see
yeah.
how But Diablo Junior was the working title for a canceled single player only prequel to the original game. It started development after the release of Diablo 2 and was intended to be released on Game Boy Color and or Game Boy Advance.
What?
The project was later moved to the original Game Boy due to the system's higher install base. It was planned to be released in 3 different cartridges in the style of the Pokemon games, each featuring a different class from the original Diablo, Warrior, Rogue, or Sorcerer. The project was eventually scrapped due to high production costs.
That's pretty genius, actually. You have to buy a cartridge for
Three,
each
yeah,
character class.
yeah. The next one was Project Hades. After the release of Reaper of Souls, a development team led by Josh Mosquera began work on a game that would be similar to Dark Souls, codenamed Hades. The
Oh,
project was developed from 2014 to 2016 and featured an increase in difficulty and over-the-shoulder third-person perspective rather than the isometric style of previous Diablo titles. The cancellation of Hades coincided with Mosquera, I don't know how to say their name, leaving Blizzard.
so that's like that game that everyone's talking about now, Sands of Aura.
I don't
So
know what
Sands of Aura is like a Diablo meets Dark Souls.
Sands
That
of Aura.
it's on PC. It just came out on consoles.
Oh, yes. Now that I see this, now okay. Yes, I know what game this is now. I was like, why does this name sound familiar, but I can't like place it.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
yeah. So there you go. All right. So Josh, Diablo 3
Yeah.
is his favorite. Me, Diablo, the original Diablo, but probably not for a great reason. All right, Josh. I'm gonna pick this because I think it'll be fun to talk about. Um Josh, let's talk about Mass Effect.
Listen, you're not gonna get me.
What do you mean? Get you how?
I know why you're picking this.
Why am I picking Mass Effect, Josh?
Because of that thing I said once.
You did say that one thing
Supposedly.
sometimes. No, it's recorded. We know that you said it. We
Good luck
know. We're
finding it.
aware.
I want to hear the clip.
But Mass Effect, obviously, a storied RPG franchise from the fine folks at BioWare. That original trilogy, I think still one of the best. I think many people would argue one of the best trilogies that exist,
Yeah.
from an RPG standpoint, at least. Josh, what is your Mass Effect history?
My history with Mass Effect takes me back to working for Best Buy. Uh, I was aware of this game. I didn't think it was going to be for me. I
Mhm.
wasn't an RPG guy
Yeah,
necessarily.
sure.
I think the only RPG I had under my belt at that point in time was Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
Um, so I didn't really pay too much attention to it. Cut to I am in San Diego for work for Best Buy, and I'm sitting in a hall in a BioWare presentation for Mass Effect,
Mhm.
and it shows a scene with Commander Shepard walking up to Erdnot Rex in the lightning storm,
Mhm.
and they're having this very serious conversation about potential genocide
Mhm.
and a skill tree, and all these icons pop up, and I guess I go, oh yeah, I love Knights of the Old Republic. Oh, this is the same, and I'm like, oh, this is the same people who made Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
It was very, very similar, like, and I hadn't really known that, or like I wasn't up to speed at that point.
Mhm.
Uh, and that really sold me. I had never seen a game look like that, look as good
Mhm.
as it looked. that had these branching trees, and we saw all these different possible scenarios for conversations, and it really led you to believe that you could change the narrative of the game. And I
Yeah.
really do think Mass Effect 1 gave you the most control to change
Mm.
parts of the game.
Mhm.
Um, and then, yeah, and then it just kind of spiraled from there. I fell in love with Mass Effect. I'd sit in my room. I had two roommates at the time, so I closed my door, sit in front of my TV on my Xbox, or OG Xbox, I think the first one was on.
360, wasn't it?
Was it 360?
I
Or
think
was
so.
it? Okay, yeah,
2007, right?
360.
Yeah.
And probably my third 360, my first Mass Effect. Um,
True, yeah.
uh, and yeah, and it became a thing. So then,
Mhm.
like, first game I ever took off from work, Mass Effect 2.
Mhm.
That's how big Mass Effect was to me. I would consume everything I could leading up to Mass Effect 2. Same for Mass Effect 3. Um, I was anti what they did, but pro BioWare. So I
Yeah.
was in a hard spot because
Sure.
I was mad and happy for them.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and since Mass Effect 3, it's been pretty awful to be a Mass Effect fan, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty rough to be a Mass Effect fan. It's been very difficult to see potential iterations, changes, people quitting, people getting fired, people leaving,
Mhm.
studio getting basically shuttered at this point.
I mean, yeah, they're so small now,
uh,
you have to imagine.
so it's been a wild ride, but that's my experience with Mass Effect. I think I have to say Mass Effect 2 is my favorite of the games, but I'll tell you what, Mass Effect 1, not doing the final boss fight and not having to fire a single bullet
Mhm.
because I had built up the ability to make him take his own life was
Mhm.
astounding to me that I could even do that.
Yeah.
I wasn't intending to do that.
Yeah.
It happened during conversation. I didn't even have a final boss fight. He just kills himself, and
Yeah.
I was shocked, and I was like, I can't believe that happened in a game, and I can't believe that I was allowed to do that, and how awesome was it
Yeah.
that really opened the door. So I'm almost tempted to say part one, kind of like thinking of like your butcher moment,
Mhm.
like my siren moment. Is
Yeah.
that? Um, but I think Mass Effect 2 is just like, it might be the best action RPG I'll ever play. In a
Mm.
time capsule.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't go play it today and tell you that. Like, I don't want Metal Gear Solid Delta syndrome.
Yeah.
But in a time capsule, I think Mass Effect 2 might be the single best action RPG ever made.
Yeah, it's Mass Effect is a super interesting series. It's also one of those that they tried to capitalize in a lot of ways on a absolute boatload of like different mobile titles and like all this
Yeah,
other
yeah.
stuff, right? But for the most part, right, you have the trilogy and then you have Andromeda, right? That's kind of like what the Mass Effect universe is.
And some
And then
multiplayer.
right.
A little bit.
And it's kind of ridiculous to think that, Mass Effect came out in 2007, Mass Effect 2 came out in 2010, Mass Effect 3 in 2012. Then Andromeda 2017,
Yeah.
and now untitled Mass Effect game TBD.
Certainly not within that 10-year window.
Right. So, at best, if it came out next year, it'd be 10 years since Andromeda, right?
Yeah.
And whoa, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And, they had the Legendary Edition in 2021 that was in there, and they tweaked some things for the original Mass Effect. But for the most part, right, if you had the first three games, like really nothing was different there.
Yeah.
Um, I have played all of the games. Though I never finished Andromeda, I started
Yeah.
it. And similar, like, I remember the first one being obviously a pretty heavy RPG for the first one. And then, yeah, two definitely made it more actiony, and three made it even more actiony. And I appreciate the love everyone has for two. I have strong love for two as well. But my favorite Mass Effect is Mass Effect 3. And it's not for the game itself.
It's for the companions.
It's for the multiplayer.
Oh, the multiplayer. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I played so much of that multiplayer. It
Yeah.
was phenomenal. It was so good, and it was such a good mode that it really, because that was the time that they were adding like multiplayer modes to like every game, right? Like every game had to have their multiplayer mode, but every once in a while one hit, and that one hit so good. Like it delayed me from finishing that game for so long because every time I get on to play like Mass Effect 3, my friends are like, "Do you want to play the multiplayer?" I'm like, "I haven't finished the story." They're like, "Let's just play the multiplayer." So then I would just play the multiplayer. Like it
Yeah,
took me so long as a result to finish it. So I agree. I think the ending was, sure, it was what it was. I did finish it when the original ending was there,
yeah,
but it, oh my gosh, that game, that multiplayer in that game was so addictive and so fun. Such a good time. Yeah, I really love Mass Effect 3. So I think that is an oddity a little bit. It's my favorite, but because of the multiplayer, not because of the game
sure.
itself, of the main game itself. So
Yeah.
Josh, how anticipated for you? Oh, I shouldn't even say that. On a scale of 0% confidence to 100% confidence, how confident are you this next Mass Effect game comes out in our lifetime?
I don't think it's ever going to come out. I think that Bioware will be closed by the
Before,
end of this year.
ooh, wow, end of this year, eh?
Yeah, I mean, what are they doing?
Working on the next Untitled Mass Effect game.
Yeah, but we saw like that they just started.
It does seem like they're not that far. It does.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can buy Dragon Age Inquisition for $8 now. BioWare's done, unfortunately, I think.
Yeah, I got it on PlayStation Plus, and you
Yeah,
bought it for us on Xbox, and we have it on PlayStation Plus because of that. On PlayStation because of PlayStation Plus.
yeah.
So yeah, it's
Not that that's necessarily the why, but they're a hollowed studio. That nobody at BioWare is BioWare anymore. I
yeah,
don't think. And no offense intended if there is, but
right,
they're just a shell of a company owned by a giant corporation now. So
yeah,
totally different vibe.
awesome. All right, well, hey, we got through 4. Maybe we'll do this again in the future. So thanks for
Sure.
indulging us. But with that, let's move towards wrapping up the show. Josh, how would you recommend our listeners celebrate their weeks? What else do you want to recommend to them?
Get fish. Hey, you want a pet and you don't want a dog or a cat? Get some fish. You know
Oh,
why? Because they're still work, but they're not a lot of work. And if they die, it's not the end of the world. It's a fish. You go buy a new one. Or if they get eaten by the other fish in the tank,
yeah,
okay.
that happens.
Yep. It has happened quite recently.
Yeah.
Um, However, I do find it to be quite relaxing.
Hmm.
Something that's nice to watch.
Hmm.
It really kind of livens things up, and it's not expensive to get into.
Yeah.
You can get a small tank so you don't give yourself a lot of work until you eventually want to get a bigger one so you can
Hmm.
get more fish. Find yourself a local fish store, not a Petco or a PetSmart, um, and ask, get some info. The
Yeah.
fish people are very friendly, I'm finding. So uh, easy to get a lot of good advice. Um, and it's just been a kind of a nice thing to have. So get some fish if you
Nice.
want something.
Nice. Fish indeed. Fish indeed. I will say, we've had on the opposite end of that, we recently got a puppy
Yeah.
a week ago from today. And man, I forgot how much work puppies are. Holy goodness gracious. He's amazing. He's wonderful. He's
What's
great.
his name?
His name is Summit.
Summit. Nice.
Summit. He is a an Australian Shepherd.
Oh,
Um, he's adorable. He melts my little heart when he is calm and quiet. He is the cutest thing in the world. But man, like the energy button is switched on, holy gracious! Like gosh darn. Oh, I forgot. And man, those little teeth when they're baby teeth. Oh, those
oh
things are
yeah.
sharp. Little razors.
Yep.
Little razors. Different than fish. So get fish instead of puppies unless you want a ton of work. All right, Josh. Great recommendation. My recommendation is a television show. It's a show I've been meaning to watch for a long time. I finally have jumped in. I'm not quite caught up because season 3 is right now, and they're releasing new episodes each week. But that is the show Shrinking on
Yeah,
Apple TV. Josh, have you watched Shrinking?
I have the first 2 seasons.
Okay, yeah. So I have just about wrapped up with season 2. Um, I'm going to say something, Josh, that I think might be controversial.
Okay.
This is my favorite thing Harrison Ford has ever done.
I don't think that's controversial anymore.
Okay. Like I'm talking even those old stuff. Like this is my favorite thing
Yeah,
he's ever done. Okay.
he's very good in it, and
He's so good in it.
he's very He's Harrison Ford while being also like not Harrison Ford. It's
Yeah.
an interesting like thing.
Yeah, like this is I would rather watch him in this than him yeah, I think he's incredible. But
Yeah.
the whole cast is great. Like it is a really good show. It's like funny in a not funny way, right? Like
Yes.
I the things that you laugh at, you're like, I don't know why I'm laughing at that thing. Um some of the jokes are super dark, some of
Yep.
them are super like light. So I mean it deals with a lot of like heavy topics. But it is incredible. So if you have Apple TV, I think Apple TV is one of those weird streaming services that it's like expensive. You're like, oh my gosh, why would I ever want to pay for this thing? There's nothing on it. But pound for pound, the shows on Apple TV I think stand up with any streaming service.
Yeah.
Like their shows are so good for what their shows are. I think they're great. So highly recommended if you're looking as you wait for the next season of Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Check out Shrinking on Apple TV. Josh, what do you say we wrap this show up?
Sure. Thanks for joining us, everyone. As a reminder, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/boardwithvg, on Instagram at boardwithvg, and via email at boardwithvg@gmail.com. Oh, pause for cough. Sorry. I knew I couldn't get this regular once. Whatever podcast service you're listening to us on, we encourage you to give us a 5-star rating as it helps other people discover our podcast. You can find me on the internets, on the gaming sites at Why So Serious. That's SIRRIUS. Kyle, where can people find you?
So you can find me on Instagram, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, Board Game Geek, all at Psychocross, CYCOCROSS. As always, if you have suggestions for future topics, be sure to reach out to us on the social media because we want to talk about what you want to hear about. And remember, everyone, whether it be board games or video games, never stop gaming.